Okay, so I'm going to Valencia just to spend the weekend with my friends. Have a fun weekend, get out of the city, go somewhere new. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I spent the weekend in Valencia and made a big mistake. But let's not jump ahead. Let's begin where everything started. It was time for another little adventure with those people who have chosen to keep up with me unconditionally, no matter how many shots of whiskey I can handle. 0 in that case, because I hate whiskey. Nothing personal, it just reminds me of that time My amigos and I, craving a break from their routine, decided Valencia would be our call to adventure, away from our significant others. After our heartfelt goodbyes to Mila and Carlos el Corgi, we were off, and from that point on, it was nothing but pure rock and roll.
Yo soy dentro del centro de los Cárpatos, ahí.
El castillo
de Drácula, a 40 kilómetros de mi ciudad.
Vale, muchas gracias.
Valencia is just a quick 2-hour train ride from Madrid, sometimes less. If you're around the area and unsure where to spend the weekend, Valencia should be at the top of your list. Good weather, beautiful city, and paella, of course. For those not in the know, paella is from Valencia. And please, understand that paella is paella. Not every ingredient is invited to the party, okay? Los Valencianos, they get quite sensitive with this, and they should, Nano. It's tradition. A 2-hour train ride to Valencia might sound quick. It somehow wasn't fast enough to start our weekend, and it seemed like everyone on the train had the same idea. The bar was full. But since the guy sitting in front of me started playing footsie with me, which was a bit awkward given his girlfriend was right there, deciding to wait for the bar to clear up wasn't such a bad idea. Excited about what Valencia had to offer, we booked a spot at a restaurant for a Paella Valenciana. But then, the restaurant threw us a curveball. They mentioned an ingredient I never imagined would be part of this party: caracoles, or snails. Really? Since when did snails make their way into the mix? This revelation made me want to uncover the true essence of this Valencian masterpiece. The exquisite Paella Valenciana. Arroz, agua, conejo, pollo, judías verdes, garrofón, which is a type of bean, I guess, tomate, aceite de oliva, azafrán y sal. I don't see any snails in this guest list, so what happened here? So just to make sure, I reached out to my friend Emma from Valencia to clear up this confusion.
Pues la paella valenciana sí puede llevar caracoles. Yo no las hago con bueno, yo no hago paellas, solo se hacen macarrones, pero no, en mi casa no las hacen con caracoles.
Thanks, Emma, for clarifying this, and I'm sure your macarrones are delicious. It turns out snails might be someone's special guest, but definitely not mine. The weather was amazing. Sunshine lifts everyone's spirits. So riding high on that good fortune, we felt a bit daring and wanted to test our luck with the lottery. Now I've got to admit, this is not really my thing. I never play. But hey, once in a blue moon. To our surprise, the apartment was much better than expected. Yet, as grown, mature men in their 30s do, we found ourselves in a contest for the biggest room because what's the spice of life anyway? A game of roulette to see who got the first pick. That wasn't me, obviously. I landed at the very bottom, banished to the smallest room at the very end of a long hallway. Almost too long of a hallway. I was exiled in shame and agony. Seems like luck was not on my side, but honestly, with an exciting night ahead, the promise of exploring a vibrant city and the company of great friends, who was I to complain? Waking up without a toothbrush after a night out isn't the best feeling. Fortunately, that was an easy fix. Green or orange. What wasn't so easy to fix was the mistake I made right here. I didn't load the film in my camera correctly, and this was a big mistake, especially considering the timing, because March in Valencia means Fallas, and one can begin to feel the electric atmosphere in the city for this extraordinary event. Fallas is a traditional celebration of the region which consists of burning a lot of stuff. They burned giant sculptures, fallas, that are crafted with incredible detail, giant masterpieces, and they are placed around the city on the 15th of March, and on the 19th they are burnt and the city comes alive in a unique way: party, fireworks, music, and trumpets, or anything that sounds like a trumpet, because in Spain, I've learned, we have a thing for trumpets. We were there a couple of weeks early, but that didn't mean we miss out on the fun. Although the main events of Fallas, let's say the heart of the celebration, takes place from the 15th to the 19th of March, the city offers numerous activities and spectacles from the last weekend of February. One such spectacle is the mascleta, which starts the 1st of March and happens every day. A mascleta is a spectacular show of explosions, firecrackers, and fireworks that's absolutely amazing.
While the guys keep sleeping, I'm going to go take some pictures.
So there was I, winding my way through the crowds, my camera ready to capture it all, but in reality I was shooting nothing, blank.
That was fun. I just keep getting lost. Probably one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. The energy of the people, the sound, the vibrations of the floor. It's really impressive. Would totally come again. If you come to Valencia, you have to come see this.
It was time for paella, or at least that was the plan, until it turned out my friends aren't too keen on rabbit. So that idea quickly went out the window. Was the rice tasty? Absolutely, but no paella. So no paella and no photos, although at that point I hadn't yet realized I was capturing nothing but air. It wasn't until my visit to La Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias that I discovered my mistake, and my visit was clouded with disappointment. I found myself thinking, what's the point of all of this? Why bother? I kept thinking of all those moments I thought I captured that are now lost, though, in truth, they can't be lost if they never existed. It's funny how a little slip can just feed your brain with so much. That simple mistake snowballed into a wave of self-doubt, and it was blinding me of what I witnessed that morning and the spark of inspiration that ignited in me. That mascleta was really impressive to see. I was also having a wonderful time with my friends. Valencia is 2 hours away. I can always go back. Was I going to ruin this experience for a roll of film? Let's move on.
All these things are
It was a good quiet morning after the chaos of the previous day, and it was worth it. Had I loaded the film correctly, I would have probably woken up 1 hour before catching the train and rushed my way to the station feeling as sluggish as one of those snails in someone's paella. Instead, I accepted the mistake, found a solution, and enjoyed the morning. It was a good trip, and I ended up winning the lottery. No, I didn't win anything, but I won a good weekend with my friends. Will I make the same mistakes? Probably yes, and many others. Mistakes are only as big as we want them to be. Sometimes not. Sometimes we can really mess up. But I think it's good to have that mindset. Remember that the most important thing is that we keep progressing. Don't get frozen, don't get stuck, keep moving forward.